All right, boys and girls, thank you for joining us once again today. Today I'm joined by the lovely Pim, Queen of the Pirates, the equally lovely Scott, and Annabelle's here too. No, I'm joking. She's also very lovely. We're all lovely here. We're lovely, lovely people, aren't we? And we're here today to talk to you about this crazy idea called limbic training and tell you why it is you need to be involved in some way with what it is that's going on around this limbic training community. So let's throw it over to Scott because it's his baby and give us a brief rundown, Scott, on what your vision is in terms of, well, what is limbic training and who needs it? And then we'll bring in Annabelle after that.
Yeah, well, the main point is it's a chronic illness community, right? So I don't really like to just focus solely on limbic training. So this community is going to be headed by myself, Pim, and Annabelle. And Bart is also a partner in this community. So Bart will be part of this. We haven't worked out exactly how that's going to work, but he will be taking part in some of the sessions. But limbic training will be one of the primary focuses in terms of healing modality that we employ in this chronic illness community, right? So the idea behind limbic training is that we're in this constant state of fight or flight that could occur, especially when somebody's dealing with chronic illness like myself. So it could be from, some kind of past trauma. It could be from, if somebody has leaky gut or any sort of illness that sort of, could be continuous, could sort of permeate into this chronic fight or flight response. And there's a lot of processes in which this could, sort of prevent us from healing from certain conditions. So somebody's dealing with chronic inflammation. If you're in this chronic stress fight or flight response, you're going to be constantly dealing with these sort of inflammatory hormones like cortisol, norepinephrine, adrenaline, which of course are going to increase your inflammation. And there's a lot of different processes on your gut. So wreak havoc on your gut-brain axis in terms of impairing function of the vagus nerve, reducing stomach acidity, promoting certain types of overgrowth as well. So really our goal is to take people out of that response, sort of bring them into more of a parasympathetic state, downregulate their nervous system a little bit, so that they're able to employ these different types of modalities for healing. So I myself have been quite sick for the last 6 years, and I've had all sorts of problems with psychotropic drugs, withdrawing from them. I have severe leaky gut. I may look like an accountant now, but if you'd seen me 5-6 years ago, I actually used to be a bodybuilder, believe it or not. But I've been quite ill, and I've gone down pretty much every route you could imagine towards healing. I've seen every kind of practitioner. I don't even want to imagine how much money I've spent on, different therapies and practitioners and everything else. And it was always just chasing my tail, trying to get better. And nothing ever worked for me. In fact, I would say mostly everything made me worse, to be honest with you. And I emptied my bank account at the same time. So it wasn't actually till I met Ribeye Rachel, who you've had on your channel. She's been on my channel as well, who kind of introduced me to this idea of limbic training and brain retraining and working on your gut and the gut-brain connection to heal your gut and the inflammation. So when you are constantly in this, stress, fight or flight or freeze response, it makes it almost impossible to heal from your chronic illness, right? There's a lot of different mechanisms behind that in terms of, activating all these sort of stress hormones that keep you inflamed and create all these gut issues, impair your motility, your vagus nerve. There's a lot of different things that go into it. But when I started employing these different modalities of healing in terms of healing my limbic system and calming down my nervous system, all of a sudden these protocols and these diets I started doing really started to work, just little by little. It's just very incremental day by day, I started seeing just very slight changes. And I'm still sick and I'm still going through this, but I'm starting to see these positive changes a little bit over time. I see a lot of people that this was the missing link for them. They're really working on their mind, working on their mindset, working on pruning away those sort of negative neural pathways and turning them into positive ones that are geared towards healing instead of chronic illness. It's going to be looking at, your circadian rhythm, look at your sleep, look at your diet. We're also going to be having an exercise class as well with somatic type movements, doing all sorts of different types of mindfulness, meditation techniques. So there's going to be a lot of stuff involved that we're going to try to help people build their lives around this sort of routine and, create these sort of new neural pathways in their brain that are more geared towards healing rather than geared towards chronic illness.
Right, brilliant. All right, Annabelle, tell us your story. What is it that brought you to the idea of doing this limbic training thing? What specifically are you going to be doing? How are you going to be doing that without giving the game away, of course? And then we'll bring in Pim after that.
All right. So hi, everyone. I'm Annabelle. I was on Bart's a couple of days ago. And what brought me to the limbic training is that before 2020, I was incredibly healthy. I was in the best shape of my life, best health of my life. And then I got what people call PTSD. So I don't like to put a label on it, but that is what everybody knows it as. So I may as well use that term. And then when I got PTSD or the symptoms of PTSD, everything in my body changed. So because my brain had changed so much, everything in my body had changed. And I was constantly exhausted. I was having these flashbacks maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times a day. With the diet alone, so with a strict carnivore diet, I managed to actually really alleviate these symptoms and get it down to maybe about a few times a week. But whenever I would have these PTSD flashbacks, I was absolutely exhausted and drained of energy. It felt like I could just sleep for the whole day after that. And nothing was really working. It was like my body was just absolutely stuck. So I couldn't continue getting results. I was just staying exactly the same. And my energy was really lacking during this time for obvious reasons. And so then I kind of was able just to manage it with the diet. I didn't really know too much about the limbic training, but then when I really had to get into it and make a big change was in 2023 when I had severe exposure to toxic black mold, and I got incredibly sick, and I was sick for technical difficulties. So I was sick for about 6 months and I'm still recovering from black mold. So it's not 100% over, but I've definitely come over the other side of it now for the first time since it happened, which is incredible. And a lot of that has to do with retraining the brain and rewiring this limbic system, which does dominate everything because our brain is controlling, how we feel, our emotions, our actions that we take, how well we rest, just literally everything about how our day-to-day lives are going to be running. So that has helped me significantly as long. There's another thing actually that has helped, and it is kind of part of this limbic thing, which is, why we're trying to make this community, and that is actually having community. So when I was in Estonia by myself after this, I wasn't really healing because I felt so alone and I was very unhappy because of that. And now coming back to the UK, I'm actually part of this incredible community. I'm working at a regenerative farm, and that has really, really helped me as well go over this hurdle with the black mold. And so now I'm just kind of combining both, and I'm getting just incredible results.
Awesome. Very, very good. And was Ted under the desk there pulling your hair and pulling your earpiece out and stuff? Goodness me. Ted gets around causing trouble, doesn't he? He really is.
Ted is still under the desk.
Right. Well, I wouldn't complain so much. Pim, what is it that you're going to be doing in terms of this community? How you slot in? How do your expertises dovetail in with all of this? Give us your vision.
I'm going to be doing most of the brain retraining. So that's going to have to do a lot with changing the way that you think and how you think about things to kind of calm your nervous system down by changing the way that you're thinking. We have to redo my part too, clearly.
We're not redoing everyone's parts.
This is too. It's too important, Bart. We gotta nail this.
Dear.
You need some good editing on your part. You guys hire someone to edit, right? Or do you?
No, I do all the editing.
Oh, you
He's
do?
spending
Yeah.
hours doing
I spend hours editing this kind of stuff.
Jesus.
Right, so get it right, you fuckers! For God's
Okay,
sake.
well, we gotta sell it. We gotta sell this shit, but I gotta redo mine for sure.
All right.
I fucked up.
No,
All
I'm
right.
just kidding. Do whatever you want.
All right.
People know me as the clown, so I'll continue being that. So yeah, I will be doing anything that is related to brain retraining. So any type of addictive behaviors. We're going to look at things like positive affirmations and why they usually don't work, and make sure that people know how to do it correctly so that they actually do work for them. Maybe some visualizations, maybe some things like just being organized and some time management, that sort of thing.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay. So when does this all kick off, Scott?
I'll kick off March 6th. So Pim will have the first class. We're going to be splitting up the classes. So we're each going to be doing one class per week. So that'll be Pim, myself, Annabelle, and Logan, who's the fitness instructor. She couldn't be here. And Bart will be involved with some Q&As. We're also going to get some guest speakers in on a monthly basis as well.
Awesome. Very, very good. Right. And how do people get themselves involved in that? How do they find you? How do they register? Is there a freebie coming up? Give us all of that.
There is, yeah. So limbic-training.com, limbic-training.com. You could sign up for, they're totally free for all the month of March. So there will be links up there that anyone could just join in on any session in March. And then we'll have monthly memberships starting in April, where Bart and some other people will have some special affiliates where they could get some discounts, wink, wink. So really that's it. We're going to really try to make this affordable for everybody. So, there's a lot of communities in this space that do charge an arm and a leg. And we get that people with chronic illness might not have the highest source of financial means available to them. So we really want to make this available for everybody.
So just an arm, keep your legs.
Exactly.
Right. Excellent. Well, I'm out then. If I don't get a cut on everyone's arms and legs, I'm not interested, frankly. No, it sounds like a great thing. All right. So there you go. That's what you do. You go to limbic-training.com. You can get yourself a free month to see if you like the cut of the jib of the thing, if you want to think of it that way. And then after that, you come back here to my Fine Fine channel and you get yourself a special affiliate code from me, which will get you, what does that get them? Does that get them cheaper membership?
It does, yeah.
There you
They'll
go.
get 10% off.
There you go. You'll get
10% discount off their membership.
There you go. You'll get 10% off already. Keep your legs, just an arm, but you can keep 10% of your arm too. So there you go. That's a good deal for everybody. Now it's actually I've seen the pricing and it really is very, very affordable and I think very, very worthwhile. So get yourselves over there, get yourselves involved at least for the free month to see what you think of it. See if we can get you sold. There we go. That's pretty much what we needed to talk to you about today. So we'll let you get on with your days.